Okay, so I've broken, see, these are fire sticks here. They're supposed to be matches, basically. I've saved a bunch of them. I broke a bunch of them in half. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to melt the wax left over from the paraffin candles, from the little candles that I use sometimes. I cook over them in the camper. Sometimes when the weather's really bad, I've done that. And I've used them to heat up soup and things like that. And I've also used them to add a little heat to the inside of the camper. Just 2 or 3 candles burning raises the temperature a bit. It makes a difference. Drives the dampness out too, you know. Anyway, I busted them in half, a bunch of these fire sticks things that I buy. Busted them in half. These are flammable. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to melt the wax. Oh, there we go. Oh, don't go away. You got to stay there. Yeah. We need you to stay there, we do. I got to melt the wax here in my little crucible. I got this for scrap metal from somebody one time, and I'm using it. It works really well for this. There we go. Huh. Oh, there's some cardboard blowing around there. Anyway, I'll melt the wax. I will. I got a pretty decent fire going here now. I had to use the lighter fluid, the old Zippo lighter fluid, the Ronson's lighter fluid here. Ronsonol or whatever. I had to use that to get it started because everything is so damp today. But that's kind of a cheat method, you know. Now once I get these fire starters made, then I can use them to get it started. There we go. Now, I'll add another one to it. We will. There we go. Got a nice fire going on here now. I say these are all scrap wood. This is left over from my porch build. You can see it's melting. It's melting. It's melting. Remember the witch from the Wizard of Oz? I'm melting. Here we go now. Ah. And they threw the water on her. She melted. The Wicked Witch. Okay, it's melting now. Good, good, good. We're getting some nice melting paraffin there going on. Of course, got to be careful the paraffin doesn't start on fire itself, because it is flammable. Could have one heck of a fire if that happened. Anyway, I'm melting the paraffin. I'm melting the paraffin, I am. There we go. We'll put a little more in there. If a little is good, a lot is better. You know, that's the philosophy many people subscribe to. It's not always a good philosophy, mind you. But yeah, I know people who subscribe to that philosophy. That's why I said that. But no, that's not always the case. Anyway, let's push this in here now. Just kind of shift it around there. All right, there we go. Look at that for a fire. Oh yeah. Pyromaniac's dream this is, I'll tell ya. Okay, now, are we recording? We are. Good. Just double checking. So this wax is now melting. When this is fully melted here, you can see I got a crucible there full of it, a little dipper, a little pourer. Works very well. You know, when I get stuff like this for scrap, I tend to keep it because it's weird. And I know that I may use it for some weird purpose because I'm kind of a weird going guy. And so I can think of weird purposes to use things like this. What I'm going to do is eventually later on I'm going to make myself some nice pasta, some nice spaghetti on my twig stove. I haven't used this twig stove since last winter. This is the first time I'm using it. But it's a beautiful day to cook on a twig stove. And I've kept my my workstation here. I've backed it up a bit so that it's not as close as it was to the camper. But I've kept it, and I'm going to use it for stuff like this. I don't want to have an open fire inside the porch. I don't think that'd be a good idea with all that wood and plastic. But, you know, yeah. Oh, you know what? That is melted. Okay, now watch what I do here. I got to pour this very carefully. I'm going to pour a little bit into each of these. I am. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. I got to let it firm up a bit. Won't take it long to firm up though. And then I'll put the fire sticks in it, stand them up in it. When it firms up a bit, they'll stand up nicely. All right, now, there we go. I got that far with it. All right, now, we got to just put more of this in here now. There we go now. We'll melt this down here. Yeah. I got cobwebs there. I didn't realize I had cobwebs. That's not good. I don't want cobwebs in my fire starting things. Not that it will really adversely affect them, but still. I prefer not to have cobwebs in there. Just because I prefer it, because I'm particular, not because it's really going to make a difference. Just because I have a way about me. I'm kind of particular about things. I am. I'm peculiar and particular, both of those things. Okay, this is melting good now. That's what we want. Oh, another little piece of something there. There we go. A little contamination in my wax. I don't like that. Okay, now. Oh. All right. A little more in there. They say the wax will start to turn opaque, and when it does that, I can stand up my fire sticks in the center of each of those, and they'll stay. And then after that, I can top it up. That can is also full of wax. Yeah. Anyway, I'll stop now and I'll show you the rest in a little while. Bye for now.